Hi guys, welcome back to the Small Barn Workshop. Hope you're well. So these two pieces of wood here are for a future project. Just cut them to length, to width, and then the taper on them using my homemade taper jig. So it's been exactly 2 years since I took delivery of my Evolution R255 saw, and I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update because over the last 24 months it's had some real proper use, and there's some really good things about it. There's some little niggly things about it, but I still think it's one of the best saws out there on the market for around about £400 UK price. Full disclosure, 2 years ago Evolution sent me this saw for review. In fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was the first video about this saw on YouTube. They don't know I'm making this video, so this is a full and frank video about my experiences over the last 2 years. For those of you who've been watching my channel for the last 2 years, you will have seen this saw has been my main saw. I do own one other saw, which is a DeWalt saw, which has been in hibernation for 2 weeks short of 2 years, and I only took it out a couple of weeks ago because I wanted to use a 6mm grooving blade that's on that saw, and I'll come on to blade usage in this saw soon. So first of all, when I unpack this saw, I really like the size of it. I think for a small workshop it's just about perfect. When I took delivery of this, I did have the Rage 5S on the stand, and actually for a small workshop it's marginally too big. Since then I've actually given the Rage 5 away. This saw in my eyes was a major step up from the Rage 5S. Subsequently I then built this little workstation for it, which is on wheels. It has a router table built in. It has the Enjoy Wood router lift in there. It works perfectly with the Enjoy Wood router fence. That fence at the moment is on my big 1/2-inch router. And then last year I took delivery of this Flexi Spot standing desk and turned it into this bench, and it becomes the perfect outfeed table for this saw because of the height adjustment, and also the perfect infeed table for the 1/2-inch router. So I really enjoy having that bench, especially with it being in the middle of the workshop. It also acts as a secondary bench. The major feature of this saw, and why I prefer to use it over my DeWalt saw, is the 10-inch blade, the 255mm blade. My DeWalt has the smaller 9-inch blade, and I just find that extra inch capacity works really well. The other major benefit of this saw over the Rage 5 is the full depth T-tracks on the bed. It now means I can use standard off-the-shelf woodworking accessories such as the Ongdo miter guide I've just been using. Also I have other tenon-in jigs, and I also have feather boards or feather board rollers that all fit these grooves. That was a major upgrade from the Rage 5, where it only had something like a 6mm deep T-groove. I found this saw to cut out of the box very, very well. In fact, in the 2 years I've had it, I've not made any amendments to any of the adjustment. You can adjust the squareness of the saw unit, the motor and the unit, in relation to the fence. The only thing I have to do every now and again is just make sure the blade is square to the table. Now this saw model is the TBLX, but it's slightly different from every other saw out on the market. As I said, Evolution sent me this saw. This saw was the research and development unit, and it was this saw they used in their marketing before they started selling the saw. And it has a couple of little extras on it that the normal TBLX doesn't. One of them is the soft start. And when I turned it on for the first time 2 years ago, I wasn't expecting the soft start. Turn it on and make sure it works. Ooh. Well, that's very nice to say that this saw isn't supposed to have soft start on it. And it makes a big difference over the Rage 5 I had, because when you turn the Rage 5 on, it was a full jolt. I know people have modified their Rage 5 with the soft start. The TBLX doesn't normally have a soft start. You have to go up to the next one in the range to get that soft start module. Not only with the 10-inch blade and the cut capacity, I really like the width of this. The fence has 2 positions which are dictated by this black and silver mark, which lets you cut right up to 650mm, so it's more than adequate to rip down a full 8x4 sheet right down the middle. and because of the configuration of the benches I have, I can actually rip an 8x4 sheet down quite easily in this workshop. There's a little holster there for the push stick. It's always nice to have it to hand if you remember to put it back in there when you're halfway through a cut and you want your push stick. I found the dust extraction on here is adequate. It actually blows dust out and will blow it through the little curved swan neck that comes with it into a bucket. Since then, over the last few weeks, I've built my own dust extraction system, and with that hose in the back, get a really good extraction out of the back of the saw. Never modified the insert plate. I'm still running the factory insert plate. I know some of you guys have got a zero insert plate or 3D printed one. I could now 3D print one. Now I've got the printer. Now I've never really found a massive use for a zero insert blade. If you want to tilt your saw over, then actually they're usually a hindrance rather than an help. If I did want to do that, you could use a bit of sticky tape over the groove. Evolution did send me, not long after I got this, the little shark fin blade for this, and I don't use it very often. If I'm honest, I nearly always keep my crown guard on. Based on the 2 years that the video of this saw's been online and best part of 300 comments I've received about this saw, there is a few recurring comments and I thought I'll just address them. First of all, blades. Some of the comments say the downside of this saw, the Evolution saw, is that it only has a 25mm arbor. A lot of saws have a 30mm. Now 30mm gives you a lot wider variance of saw blades. I'm currently running a timber blade from Evolution. When the saw came, it came with a multi-material blade. I do have on the wall up here a couple of Saxton blades, also 25mm. Them saws were on my Rage 5. To understand the blades that Evolution put on this saw, you need to just understand Evolution's business model. Their business is blades, and they now make some machines and tools that take their blades. So their saws are configured to use the blades that they sell, and yes, the saw does kind of buy you into their blade ecosystem. Now you can buy a blade with a 30mm bore and put a spacer in. To be honest, I don't quite like doing that. The other main question I get about this saw is, will it take a dado stack? First of all, I feel uncomfortable about using a dado stack on a saw generally, and that's more because I spent my woodworking career in the UK and working alongside the UK woodworking regulations. It's really hard to guard a blade, and they always recommend you keep your guard on. Running a dado blade with a guard on is tricky because your guard has to be the width of your blade. The arbor on this saw, when compared to the Rage 5, is quite long. So it does look as though you could get a dado stack on. And I'm sure I may have even seen a video of somebody getting a dado stack on. Certainly seen a video of somebody getting a dado stack on the DeWalt. And the arbor is a lot shorter on the DeWalt than it is on the Evolution. But literally the dado stack was held on by about one turn of the nut. So that sounds very dicey. The other issue with dado stacks on these kind of saws, and let's face it, it's a 400 quid saw, guys, is that the motor has to power that big lump of rotational mass steel, and also when you turn it off it has to brake, because these motors are braked, brake and stop it. Again, rotational mass of a big piece chunk of steel is not helpful, and I would think if you did fit one on here and used it a lot, you would actually destroy your motor. So for me, if you're going to groove things, I much prefer to do it on a router. But I've had no major problems with this saw in 2 years. It's not skipped a beat. Anything I've tried to put through it, it's sawn well. Cuts that I have made on here in the 2 years, and I've made a lot of cuts, not only the YouTube videos that you guys see, but all the other projects I do around the house and for other people that don't get seen on the channel. There's a couple of little minor niggles. First of all, the mechanical niggle I had is that this lever here that locks the blade off when you put it to a angle doesn't bite to the spindle, no matter how tight I tightened it. So I've actually glued that on with some 2-part epoxy, and that works perfect now. But that is the only mechanical issue I've had with the saw. There's a lot of comments saying I wouldn't use it as a pro. Now, probably wouldn't use it as a pro. It's a 400 quid saw. There's much better saws to use as a pro if you're in a workshop with a cast iron table. If you're on a budget, 400 quid, 500 quid, 600 quid, I think this saw is exceptional. And looking at all the other job site saws on the market, they're pretty much all the same. They all have the rack and pinion fence, they all have a very similar footprint, they all have a very similar motor size. Some of them take the 9-inch blade, some of them take the 10-inch blade. They're all very similar, and I think that you will find this saw, if you're thinking of buying a saw in that kind of budget, or indeed upgrading from the Rage 5, something like that, you'll find this saw very good. I found the top to be flat. I have seen comments, people saying their top was warped. There's a lot of comments saying I wouldn't buy a saw unless it's a saw stop. Well, first of all, as far as I'm aware, saw stops aren't available in Europe, including the UK, other than the job site saw. The big ones that you see on most American channels has never made it over this side of the pond, with the exception of one, I believe. I think Laura Kampf had one. In fact, Laura Kampf did say in one of her videos a while ago now, I know she's now moved to the other side of the pond, that she had the only large saw stop in Europe. This is a 400 quid saw. I don't know how much a saw stop is. I've never looked. It's out of my price range. What is it? $6,000-7,000? Maybe with a saw stop in it would be too big. I have to move this saw around to utilise the space of the workshop to the best of its abilities. If I had a big chunk of saw permanently stood in the middle of the floor here, I wouldn't get the best use out of the saw, and I wouldn't get the best use out of the space. So for me, this saw is pretty much perfect, depending on which model you buy, between £400 and £600, $600, €600. I think it's a great saw. So I'm sure I've missed something. I'm sure you're going to fire a lot more comments back at me. My video a couple of years ago, I upgraded the roof on the greenhouse for my wife. We cut a 6-metre piece of timber right through on a 30 something degrees pitch, and this just ate through it beautifully. So for me, for this workshop, for the small band workshop, this is a perfect piece of kit. Let me know what saw you run, because I do know there's a lot of comments: DeWalt, Bosch, Makita, the Rutland, the new saw stop, job site saw. I'm sure there's more saws than that. So let me know which saw you have, and whether, if you don't have a saw and you're looking for a saw, or whether you've got a cheaper saw, whether you consider upgrading to this. Before I had the Rage 5, I had a saw which was FAR, F-A-R, which is a supermarket brand here in France. I think it was €99 from the supermarket. Absolutely terrible saw. When I got the Rage 5, that was a huge step up from that saw. And I got this was a step up from the Rage 5. The DeWalt that's on the floor down there, I think's on the par of this. The DeWalt might just shade it if it had the 10-inch blade. If it was a comparative cut size to this, the DeWalt, the quality of the DeWalt might just shade it, but it's £200 more in the UK. So I think this is a great saw, and it does everything I've asked it to do in the last 2 years. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later. Bye.